Okay, it is time for Emily Henry's new release, Great Big Beautiful Life. The feeling that I have for this, I could be completely wrong, is the Agatha Christie and Then There Were None. It's the most wonderful crime of the year kind of feels, okay? I don't know. Everybody is kind of saying it's a Taylor Jenkins Reid, which I've never read from that author. Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo type. So very glamorous, very Hollywood-esque. So a little bit more posh. I just feel like this is going to be a completely different kind of story from Emily Henry. Typically, the vibes that are in her books are more like vacation-y, beachside, a little bit more on the coastal feels, you know what I mean? So that's typically what she does best. And this one kind of feels like we're gonna be in a castle with an old biddy, an older biddy, and we're gonna be finding out about her luxurious and glorious life, like Gloria Gaynor. I don't know. You know what I mean? So yeah, very excited for this. Immediately has started updating the book club. So excited. So it says here on the flap that Alice Scott is an internal optimist still dreaming of her big writing break. I always love this about certain authors, specifically Emily Henry. She always has a literature focus, author focus, novel writing, whatever has to deal with books. It's always implemented back into her actual books that it's a little meta. I think that's what the kids say. It's a little meta. So yeah, so this has to do with writing. Like most of the time we're talking about publishing and editors and novelists and things of that sort in her other works, which is really cool. Okay, so it says here that Alice Scott is an eternal, that's not the word. Alice Scott is an eternal optimist still dreaming of her big writing break. Hayden Anderson is a Pulitzer Prize winning human thundercloud, and they are both on balmy little Crescent Island. Okay, so it does kind of feel a little bit beachy there for the same reason, to write the biography of a woman no one has seen in years, or at least to meet with the octogenarian who claims to be the Margaret Ives, tragic heiress, former tabloid princess, and daughter of one of the most storied and scandalous families of the 20th century. We'll stop there. We'll be reading and listening to see exactly what this is all about. But yes, I love it. I think the cover is pretty simple and nice. I love how like huge it is. It's a little striking. I don't love this here, you know, Reese's Book Club. I don't know if it'll focus on me. Whatever. Always fighting with the camera, but you guys see it. But yeah, very excited. Today we're just gonna chill out. I don't think I updated you guys a little bit of a life update. I'm trying to get in more steps. I ended up buying a walking pad about a month and a half or so ago, and even this little addition, you guys like, what? It's not an Apple Watch, but I was like, I'm not about to spend all that money on an Apple Watch when I don't know how comfortable I am with a kind of like tracker. The main reason for this, besides telling the time and seeing this particular character's face on it on the watch, is yeah, it's not working. So bad, is to really track my steps. I try to get in at least between 10 to 20,000 steps. It might be very optimistic and whatnot, but there you go. This is what I have here, and I don't have that many steps because it's quite early actually. Yeah, 9:30. You guys know what time it is. But anyway, yeah. Patrick, it just makes me smile every single time. But yeah, I try to get in my steps. I also have a rebounder behind me. Show you guys. It is a trampoline right there. And that's another thing that I've been enjoying as a fun activity. I think if you try to exercise, if you're trying to lose weight and things of that sort, you have to do things that you enjoy, period, or is it not gonna work? Whether it be Pilates, running, kickboxing, HIIT exercise, if you are, you know, a glutton for punishment, you have to do things that you like. And me particularly, I don't mind walking, I like it. And I like the bouncing. They say about 10 minutes of bouncing equals to like 3 miles. And it's really good for lymphatic drainage and it helps with your bones, osteoporosis and all that stuff. You know, I'm just trying to live my best life and not necessarily get summer ready, but just get a little healthier. You know, get a little healthier. So yeah, today I have in store, I was thinking of doing this crazy potato dish with a braised chicken, but I think I rather just do something that I already have here. I've been soaking some lentils, so I might make it like a sausage lentil soup. It's this thing that I tried out from this restaurant called Carrabba's. It's so funny to say this restaurant called, because one time, tangent time, you guys know how I roll, I was in Alaska, which is actually the profile pic that you guys see on for Atlas in a Jar. I was in Alaska and I was talking about this, I'm doing it again, this grocery store called Winn-Dixie and Publix. And then the people are like, huh? Like, it's like, what are you talking about? I was like, what do you mean? Winn-Dixie, Publix. Like, it's as if I'm saying like, you know, Target or Walmart, something that's like global. Like everybody knows what that is, you know? I was like, oh yeah, thinking of it, there are certain stores and pharmacies that are, you know, particular to the different regions of the country. I was like, oh yeah. For example, like Kroger or Ralph's or something. That might be a little, you know what I mean? Anyway, I'm not gonna talk about grocery stores, but I think you understand. What was my main point that I was trying to make though? Damn, I forgot. Because I always do this. I'm always talking. So yeah, we're gonna do a simple little lentil sausage soup from Carrabba's. Yes, that's right. Carrabba's, this little Italian type of food chain that they have. I don't know how far its reaches are, but it was so good that I decided to look up a copycat recipe, and it is so delicious, you guys. And everybody in the house loves it. So I'm gonna be making that today, and I'm just gonna tidy up. We're gonna read their book and just, you know, get on the walking pad and just do normal stuff today. Nothing too extravagant. I don't want to downplay my video, but I'll be giving you guys my thoughts on this book, and I can't wait to you know, be up to update my book club and to interact with you guys there. You are truly my favorite part of YouTubing and filming videos and whatnot. Is just like when the comment section comes in, everybody in there, it's just joy, pure bliss. And I'm very, very happy to have you guys. You guys are like my cozy book friends, you know? So really and truly, I hope you guys, you know, read this along with us for the book club. I'll keep giving my updates with everybody there, and hopefully we have a good old time. Again, plugging my ears so that I don't get influenced by anybody else's opinion. But as you guys know, if you do like the video, give it a big old thumbs up, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. So happy to have you, and let's go ahead and get started. lots of kitchen noises. I have the soup bubbling away. It comes together super quickly. I'm pretty happy with the amount of work I've done today, from cleaning up the dishes to making a homemade meal. I do still have to get my steps in. It looks so far like I only have 4,000 steps for the day, and it's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon now. So yeah, better get onto that walking pad. And you know what? I think I might actually put on the audiobook so that we can kind of tackle two things at once, listen to it and get my workout in a little bit, you know. I'm actually gonna go ahead and reduce the temperature so that way the stew can simmer and just get all types of flavorful. Very excited to have a very hearty meal later on, even though summer is coming. You guys, I have a plan to kind of redo my bedroom a little bit. Let me know if you might want to see something like that, a room makeover. Just trying to bring in a very calming, coastal, seaside, mariner, nautical aesthetic to it. Very Americana and hotel-esque vibes. Putting away things as best as I possibly can. So let me know if that is something you guys might want to see, because I've been thinking about it, and I want to just kind of like rifle through all the different things in my home to try to just beautify my space, because it has been looking hectic and I hate it. Like, not hate's a strong word, but I really am disliking how, you know, it all is right now, because it's quite overwhelming and it's too stimulating. It's like it just needs to, you know, be a little bit more of an oasis and a little less cluttered. So I want to put away quite a few things. I could show you like a before and after. So let me know if you guys want to see such a thing as a room makeover, since I said that I was going to step away from doing like heavy bookish content. I'm still making the book content, okay? Now, this is why the channel's called Atlas in a Jar. It's everything that's all encompassing and whatnot. It's the entire world. I could do whatever I want. If it's photography one day, if it's, you know, books another, if it's art, whatever it might be, that's what we talk about here. So I'm gonna go ahead and get in some steps before it gets too dark. It might end up getting dark, who knows. You say something and then the clock like changes 4 hours later. I'm like, okay, I still gotta do what I gotta do. And listen to the audiobook. And I still haven't given you guys a proper update though, but I will be updating the book club there. It's always so interesting hearing your insights, I just have to say. Anyway, I'm off to tidy up more things, whatever I can do to be productive for the day. I love days like this, like getting it all done. I even have to put up my hair. I'm like you know, this is me avoiding things. Maybe I'll put away the dishes before we start walking. Show you guys what I use for my skin. So this is the Youth to the People kale green tea spinach vitamin superfood cleanser. I know that it's in this container here, like brand new, but I just wanted to show it to you because trust you me, I've been using this thing for years. It is my absolute favorite cleanser and I just love the glass bottle and it is never broken. Like I literally have, like right here, I won't show much because, you know, privacy and whatnot. Here's kind of pretty much an empty one, and then another one on my vanity sink area. This one has a different cleanser in it. This is the actual cleanser. It's a little different in color, I suppose. And this one is a like I just filled it up with like a simple, light, gentle cleanser. It's literally called Simple. I'll put it on the screen and whatnot. But yes, this is my absolute favorite cleanser. It is so pretty and it is so effective. Squeaky clean. It works for a gal like me. And then after that, it's either retinol, which I actually haven't had in a few months. I need to do that, but or Paula's Choice, salicylic acid, this exfoliate, or exfoliant BHA liquid chemical exfoliant. I don't know. And it's super, super good for me. It works for me. And then sometimes I don't know where my Naturi. Oh, yes, I do. I gotta clean up my bathroom, which is why I'm like keeping you guys right here. But yes, this is typically what I would put after the Paula's Choice. I would put the Naturium Niacinamide 10%, I think 12%. Yes, serum, so good. Or if I can't find that for some reason, I will either do the CosRX Advanced Snail Mucin Power Essence for them. And then if I, you know, am satisfied with all of that, I typically end it with the First Aid Beauty. There you go, First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Cream. Love, love, love. If you were to look at my very old videos, that's the kind of stuff that I was using in New York, and all of that has been pretty good to me. It's all been very effective and not too expensive. It's just quality products that give the skin a little bit of a glow and whatnot. Yeah, but anyway, I'm off to go take a shower, and I'll be pretty much using all of this stuff this evening. You might be wondering, what the hell is this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle? Okay, don't even worry about it, guys. Just pretend like you didn't see it. I gotta clean up a little bit. I had to quickly come back and to show you another one of my relatively favorite, pretty much retinol treatments. This is not it. I usually use the Inky List retinol, but I have to restock that and go to Sephora to get one. But anyway, La Roche-Posay. I think that's a French brand. I don't know. La Roche-Posay. The Everclad Adapalene Gel. It's the closest thing I can get to is like a powerful retinol treatment that is, you know, effective and as inexpensive as it can be. Because I would love to try the Paula's Choice retinol. It comes in this cute little purple bottle. But I think the one that has been the most tried and true is the Inky List, but I do like this one as well. But I have to say, from my experience, when I do use this, and it's just supposed to be about a pea-sized amount, purging does happen, and shedding, like you're shedding like a snake, like around your mouth area, you know what I mean? So yeah, you just have to be very cautious of things like that, and just stay quite hydrated, and just use the products accordingly, and switch off from night to night and whatnot. But yeah, I wanted to quickly show you guys this too. And then one more thing that has been pretty good as well. It's another cleanser that's kind of like, it's a little inexpensive. It's a little bit more price friendly. I don't know. This one is a bit more expensive, but it really is fantastic. And then this is another one that we use constantly. There's one in the shower, one by the sink, and a brand new one in a cabinet right now, just so you know. And we also use this too. This is another inexpensive moisturizer if I don't feel like shelling out a buck for this. But all, you know, gentle and
quite effective. So much skincare up in this house, you guys. We love it. There was a craze during the pandemic, you know, of everybody using crazy skincare and getting all hopped up on all these brands, from The Ordinary, Youth to the People, you know, First Aid Beauty, Inky List, all of that stuff, like Roche-Posay. And yeah, I got on that bandwagon and my skin was doing pretty well. So there are days where I'm like, oh, I don't feel like doing this, but when, you know, I bring these all out, it's like, okay, let's get pretty again. You know what I mean? Anyway, just had to share that one with you. I'm constantly going to Biscayne, but oh my god, I got this nougat wafer flavor. It's so good. But I thought, since it's such a romance vlog, we would come out to a beautiful scenery. As you guys can see, it's just so precious. Anywho, I'm just gonna enjoy this because I don't know how the copyright's gonna do with the music and whatnot, but enjoying it.
Tenho esse mar todo pra olhar. Tenho as estrelas infinitas pra contar. Tenho o sol brilhando e os patos nadam em par. Meus passos vão mostrando o prazer de observar as flores no caminho. É um agrado que Deus deu, um dia após o outro. Foi o que Ele prometeu. Pode crer, não preciso de você.
So I wanted to give you guys a final update, even though I never updated you throughout the video, which I'm terribly sorry for. But this was one of the most grueling books that I've had to read this year for some reason. I think it's just the sheer boredom. The sheer boredom throughout the pages. It was just not as fun as I was expecting, especially with the moniker Emily Henry. You know what I mean? So I was dragging my feet. I was just hesitating to get back to the book. It was just a little painful. Like, please don't make me do it. The way that I was very excited and was relishing and taking my sweet time, I was savoring the read of Abby Jimenez. That didn't happen for this book, where I was like, oh, I'm so excited to get back to this, but I want to slow down. It's like a happy medium. It's like you want to read it so quickly, which is fun because you want to know what the heck happens, and Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez, but you also want to slow it down because you only read it once. You'll only get to listen to it once and experience that story once. This one was more so like, please don't take me back into this world. Please don't bring me back into this. So I'm not saying that this was not a fun, atmospheric, beachy, a dreamy type of read, because this was set in the Georgia coastline, in this beautiful setting of Crescent Island, where it just feels like a Key West environment where you have coves and sandy beaches and the feeling of palm trees and whatnot, and the southern vibes. You feel like you have little bars and dives, little diners where you can settle in, which was my favorite part about the book, actually, was the setting. I loved that Hayden and Alice spent a lot of time at locations with other people, really. Yeah, basically diners where they can enjoy lots of delicious comfort food and healthy foods. I think that was probably my favorite part. It was the modern story. I just want to make sure I cover that base, what the story is about, because I will go on and on without letting you guys know what is the story about, right? So basically, these two journalists, Hayden, the guy, and Alice, the lady. I don't know why I don't film on this thing. I know it's better quality, but just
Give me a break. The iPhone is just so much easier. I'm sorry, but yeah, my phone just died on me because I always film on it and it's full of stuff. Anyway, just to make sure I cover my bases super fast, it's gonna be horrible. We're gonna have clean footage and then we're gonna go back to fuzzy grainy. I'm sorry, okay? But these two journalists, Hayden and Alice, are they go off to this place in like Georgia called Crescent Island, where it's just so picturesque. It's very Key West coded, like the kids like to say. Where do these people come up with these words, guys? Anyway, it's very Key West-esque in nature. That's the vibe. Small kind of like Coconut Cay, Isla Morada feels, okay? You know, like little tiki hut shacks, diners, walkable, just, you know, covey feels, right? Right off the beach. You can feel like the sandiness and the hot trees, that's it. The hot sun and all that jazz. Okay, so yeah, these two journalists, they come off to this island called Little Crescent Island or something like that, and they are here to basically do a biography on this recluse of a woman who used to be all up in the paparazzi and has just kind of like vanished. And this lady who just wants to tell her story. So she has a very lauded and crazy rock and roll type of, you know, Hollywood celebrity story, things that are just very, I don't know, I feel very Hugh Hefner, Cary Grant, old Hollywood, Audrey Hepburn, Marilyn Monroe, you know, like very dark and sad and wild past, like Johnny Cash, think of that kind of thing. So they're here to write her autobiography. Of course, these two writers, like, they're gonna be together, right? So it's a rom-com that involves these two people, how they get close together. They both have an NDA, so they can't really discuss the story with each other. And, you know, they find a groove, and one of them is a Pulitzer writer, the other really wants a job to like prove yourself, you know, and things like that. So that's something to think about as well. And it's just a book that is takes place over the course of about a month, where they are pretty much interviewing to see who's going to write this book. So she's testing out Hayden, Margaret, this old woman, and she's testing out Alice to see who's going to get the prize. So that's pretty much it. And you know, there's the backstory of her life, and then there's the modern day story of Alice and Hayden hanging out together, getting close, being by the beach, eating diner food, staying out late, being at their little beach shacky cottage, road trips up to see the mother, kind of feeling like a Glenn Powell moment in Twisters. Like, if you ever saw the movie, anyway, he went to go visit the girl's mother in this farm and whatnot, and it was just like that kind of vibe, that cozy kind of like, oh, okay, we're gonna take a break from the scenery that we've always been at, and we're gonna go see your mother and things like that. So that's pretty much the story. As far as the older Hollywood story, where we kind of, you know, start with this thing where people are going out west to look for the gold of California and want to build that empire, looking for oil, you know, the Rockefeller feeling, the Biltmore feeling of like these people who are going to strike gold in a sense, right? That story was intriguing at the very beginning, and it was intriguing at the end. There was a little twist and a little bit of a mystery plot. We were discussing that in our book club that I totally agreed with Kiki and Moon Bunny and whatnot, and whoever else might have participated in that. I was like, oh yeah, I saw the ending coming a mile away. I thought the ending was quite rushed, like typical Hallmark movie. There was that third act breakup, conflict kind of thing, and then it was cinched so quickly that it was like, I was like, we only have like 10 minutes left of this book, you know, like what's going on here? How are they gonna, like 10 minutes, within the last 19 minutes or so, everything comes to be tied in a lovely bow. I don't think that is so, because this is somebody who's written quite a few books, and she has done better endings and has done a better job of concluding stories, you know what I mean? So the exposition, the story, it was good, but parts of it was a snore fest, and I think that it's a sentiment of a lot of people. I think the majority of the club rated it exactly what I rated it as well. 3.5 stars. I would even give it a 3 stars because I was so hesitant and slow to reach it. Every time I was like, oh gosh, I gotta read this book. I want to read this book. What was so fun was Hayden and Alice's story, the modern day thing. I felt like we didn't get enough time to really follow those two characters to find out why they loved each other so much and how close they got. Of course, this is kind of like fill in the blank. Maybe we should have gotten Hayden's perspective as well as a journalist to see what he was thinking and whatnot. So I don't know. My sister was also saying that, you know, something that if these characters possibly maybe were real, let's think of maybe like a Cary Grant or Jimmy Stewart or Judy Garland or Breakfast at Tiffany's, Audrey Hepburn or Katharine Hepburn, or a bunch of other fun old Hollywood ladies. If these were real people, maybe I would have been more invested, but because these were fictional characters and
you know, this woman, this old crone, so they speak. That's what they kind of described her as. Margaret was telling her story. I was like, first of all, I can't keep track of your entire lineage if you're starting in the 1800s and then you're coming all the way to like modern day, you know? So that was another aspect of the story that I was like, oh gosh, I like kind of got lost in the sauce a little bit. I would say around the 1930s, 40s, 50s, and 60s, lots of debauchery. Felt like a Great Gatsby party all the time. Paparazzi is everywhere, glitz and glamour, drugs, sex, alcohol, the crazy lifestyle of like jet setting and Hollywood things that like things are happening in pools and Playhouse, you know what I mean? Hugh Hefner, like kind of feels a little bit, you know? So yeah, I was like,
Is it that it's just like it had too many stories and not enough depth?
Yes.
If you're saying that you're talking about when they came on the Mayflower, but they were supposed to be writing this biography for this old woman who is like now.
Exactly.
Why are they talking about the Mayflower? Just focus on her past and focus on this.
Yeah, I think they went. Yeah, I think that they went a little bit too far back. Because, like, the thing is that they have, like, these journals and whatnot, and it's like, oh, okay, this is my life story. This is how I am today. The whole incident and the accident of, you know, Cosmo, and it's like, it feels so, like, Patsy Cline and Elvis and Johnny Cash. Like, it's a little crazy. Like, I love those people because they're real people and whatnot, and those stories are interesting and whatnot, but it felt so, like, I don't know, like, I don't care. Like, why are we talking about this?
It lacks depth.
It lacks a little bit of depth, a little bit, yeah, I guess so. But yeah, in general, I would say this is a decent story, but it may not be for a lot of the modern readers, because I was looking at some Goodreads reviews and I felt like, yeah, like some people are saying like, yo, slow down, Emily. You don't have to bring these out every single year. We do enjoy your writing. People say these are auto-buy authors and we love to reach for your stuff. This is my first, like, this is a new release of 2025 that I pre-ordered. What? That doesn't happen. Most things I get are classics if I want to get a book, or it's thrifted from, you know, an indie shop or a used bookstore or whatever, or I get it from the library to test the waters out. And I'm not saying I regret it. I think I'll look fondly a little bit at it and might want to pick it up to see if there's maybe more of a moment where I can concentrate more on the old story. But I have to say, I was completely, like, my attention was there for Hayden and Alice's story, because it's like they're around our age group, you know, I won't say age group because I know a lot of different people watch my videos, but they were around my age group, and I felt like I could focus more on that compared to, like, let me tell you the story about all of these different people, and people are having kids out of wedlock, and, you know, miscarriages possibly, you know, and all these mysteries and things like that, and backstabbing, and there's the manor here, and this person is sent over to Switzerland to recover for 9 months, but not really 9 months. Let's give it more like 15 months so it won't be, you know what I'm saying? Like, so there's that air of mystique and whatnot. It's like, and I love those kind of old stories, as I said, because me, if there's anything you guys should know, I love vintage movies, aka the Cary Grants, the Jimmy Stewart, the Rock Hudsons, the Doris Day, Johnny Ray, South Pacific. That's a song from Billy Joel. We didn't start the fire. You know, Debbie Reynolds, you know, the Singing in the Rain, the West Side Story feels like, as I said, the old Hollywood productions, the feeling of like, oh, we're in Laurel Canyon and all of these kind of California feels and whatnot. Old money vibes. Like, I think it was decently written. It's just some of it was like not too personal, more depth, a little bit of a slowing down needed to have happened for me to really enjoy this. As I said, the story between the modern characters, the present day characters was a lot of fun, and I wanted more time with them. I was like, ugh. You know, like it was like giving the Emily Henry. Had she focused, and this was a little bit of a like a new experimental kind of thing. She doesn't typically do these the Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. That's what everybody's comparing it to, which I've never read. I do want to read that as well in the future, but yeah, she's never really experimented with this kind of medium, this kind of like genre of bending literary fiction with romance and whatnot, a little bit of historical fiction with romance. So, you know, I don't know, it was like, it's a good effort, enjoyable book, but sometimes you're gonna be like blanking out. I believe like what did people say, like glazing? Your eyes will glaze over a little bit of the pages and whatnot. So yeah, that's what I have to say about it. I really do like Emily Henry. I do. I still will look out for her books in the future. I think she's so pretty. Look at her. Look at her.
Yeah, I like Emily Henry, I do. And it's a fantastic effort. And again, 3.5 stars, 3 stars even, which is a decent rating. It just means that it wasn't like, oh, love, give me, you know? So that's what I had to say about this book. Yeah, pick it up if you please. Definitely, I would say try to get it from your library and do the audiobook. Julia Whalen is a vision for that. She has a great voice doing the old woman and distinguishing the different characters from the males to the females to the older people to the younger people. So she has a great audiobook narrator, and I think she definitely helped me push through to keep my eyes glued on the paper as much as I possibly could. But yes, thank you so much to everyone who did join in the book club. I really appreciated you, and I like seeing your little notes. I was like, I clocked certain things. I was like, super predictable. It was a satisfying ending, you know, a little bit of mystery, a little bit of romance, a little bit of literary fiction, a little bit of historical fiction and whatnot. And I felt like she really did try her best with this. It's just not one that I was extremely happy for. But yes, if you did like the video, don't forget to give it a big old thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And I will see you in another video very soon, hopefully. It's me again. This is the behind the scenes ending moment here. But my sister was just saying to me, I was like, oh, is this the first time that Emily Henry is writing in this style? I was like, no, I can still see her DNA and her signature in this book. Is clearly her voice is still here, the author. Now my sister was saying, oh, maybe it came off a little bit inauthentic and lacking of depth because this is the first time she's ever explored, you know, this older Hollywood story, something that's a little bit different from her original genre. Typically what she does is there are characters in her books who are in the book world, whether it's a literary agent, a writer, a journalist, an editor, etc., a book reviewer, that kind of thing, a travel blog writer. So I think that that's really cool signature in there again. But Emily maybe pulled something that was not really part of her life, which is that like that whole backstory of this old Hollywood feels, and that may have come across as inauthentic and lacking of depth and focus and whatnot. So maybe that's really why I didn't really love it, and probably a lot of people didn't love it. I tried to plug my ears to a lot of the opinions and reviews of the book until I finished it, and now I can finally go find out exactly what people are thinking about it and go read reviews and whatnot to see if we were all feeling the same sentiment and whatnot. Okay, once again, just stop the camera really quickly, but my sister was also saying like a segment for future videos, if ever that does present itself, a question for the author, pretty much Emily Henry, like, why did you want to write this? What made you want to write this particular book? Is it that something in your life happened? Did you meet somebody? Yeah, were you inspired by that person or that interaction or that life event that happened to you, if that even did, to inspire you to, you know, do this book? So yeah, that's something to definitely ask, because it's definitely a little different. It's a little unorthodox and a little different from her usual stories and books and whatnot. So just wanted to share that with you guys. Once again, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, and I will see you super soon. Bye for real this time.